everyone, and hello to all the pageant fans all over the world, the universe rather, and to my new subscribers and returning viewers. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you're watching this episode right now and you're not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Help me to grow this channel and to reach a milestone here in YouTube simply by clicking the subscribe button below and subscribe to my YouTube channel. For today's episode here in my channel, before we talk about the newly crowned Miss Grand International 2020, let's talk about the overall pageant of Miss Grand International 2020. As expected, Miss Grand International did not disappoint me. I'm sure that it's not just me, but most of the pageant fans all over the world when it comes to a great show or a grand production number. And I have to be honest with you guys that this has been so far the grandest production ever of Miss Grand International in their pageant history. And Thailand will always be the best host country ever. So moving forward, the top 20 names were called, and I'm so happy that some of my bets are actually part of the top 20 semi-finalists. Some of them are actually part of my previous episodes, and some of them I mentioned during my live chat here in YouTube. So to name a few, I have Argentina, Brazil, El Salvador, Indonesia, Mexico, Myanmar, Panama, Philippines, Puerto Rico, Thailand, USA, and Vietnam. So after the top 20 semi-finalists, the host introduced the set of judges this year. And I was really surprised because the judges are the past beauty queens of Miss Grand International. So aside from the fact that I was surprised, with the set of the judges this year, I was also a bit worried because Clara Sosa and Aris Kaputri was part of the jury. And if you're following Miss Grand International with their controversies in the past, you will actually remember about the controversy of Clara Sosa versus the Miss Universe organization. When Catriona Gray won Miss Universe, they actually posted something like cooking show on their Instagram account. And then I can still remember the controversy of Miss Grand Aris Kaputri doing her Instagram live. And
we forget one is Mabuhay Philippines, especially Mabuhay Philippines. We love you all, Philippines. Yes, I know you are always thinking about Miss Grand International. Even now, at this moment in the world, they have one person, but they always hashtag Miss Grand International. Okay, they need some fan from us. I will sharing from you. Don't worry. Do not worry. Okay, we are simple. We sharing. We stop the war. We sharing something. We always sharing the people who have nothing. Don't worry. We are Miss Grand International.
We are Miss Grand International.
Yeah. We are Miss Grand International.
MGI.
MGI. Michelle, how are you? Okay, I heard some of the pageant they always post Miss Grand Philippines and they hashtag another pageant, and they say maybe they can take some our fan to another pageant. By the way, do not worry, you can do it very well. You can do it. Mabuhay. You can do it. Thank you, Philippines.
Thank you so much to all our beautiful
Thank you,
fans.
Philippines.
Bye-bye.
If you need anything else, just let me know. Okay, we're gonna have a lot of things. Yeah. Enjoy your stay, enjoy my life, enjoy your life.
that's something that, I cannot forget, to be honest, and that I will always remember every time I see this, this past queens. And after I found out that Aris Kaputri will be part of the jury, I knew from the very start that Miss Grand Indonesia will go a long way in this competition, and that happened. I'm sure that most of you will agree that her scores was too high, even though she did not really perform that well, especially in the swimsuit competition. I have to say that Mexico, Kenya, and even Puerto Rico was actually robbed by Miss Grand Indonesia by the help of, Aris Kaputri. Because for me, their performances is way better than Miss Grand Indonesia during the swimsuit competition. So somehow for me, it was really unfair. I also want to share with you guys that having Miss Grand Malaysia competing in the top 10 semi-finalists, I find it somehow unfair to other contestants who's actually originally part of the top 20 semi-finalists, because first and foremost, Miss Grand Malaysia did not compete in the swimsuit competition. But then again, here she comes, included in the top 10 semi-finalists. For me, sayang yung slot na yon for a deserving candidate. And for me, having that Miss Popular vote should not be an easy way for a contestant to be part of the top 10 semi-finalists, but it should just be like, a simple recognition or award, but not as a way for you to be part or to be included in the top 10 semi-finalists. Let's not talk about the swimsuit competition. Let's not talk about the evening gown round competition, because we all knew that every single Miss Grand candidates really performed well during the coronation night. I want to take you all back during the speech portion, and I'll be sharing with you guys some of my observations. Let's start with Miss Czech Republic. I have to say that her overall performance during the speech portion was a bit shaky. Next, Miss Grand Guatemala. Miss Grand Guatemala displayed confidence all throughout her speech. She sounded very convincing, plus she's very articulate and spontaneous all throughout her performance. So it was really a good job for Miss Guatemala. Next is Miss Indonesia. To be honest, I didn't understand whatever she's saying. No impact at all. Next is Miss Malaysia. Her message to the world, or her speech, was all over the places. Next is Miss Grand Philippines. Although there are some words that was not pronounced correctly, I have to say that it's still, one of the best performance during the top 10 speech portion, because as what I've said in the past, what I like about Samantha Bernardo is, she's very relatable, and I love, her hand gestures as well. Every time na may sasabihin siyang words, may hand gestures. So I love it. Next is Thailand. Thailand just became herself during the speech portion. It's pretty obvious that she did not rehearse. It's pretty obvious that she's just, just being herself, and she just want to say what she wants to say. Next is USA. She's very relatable. Her speech portion performance was very powerful for me. And she also played smart in speaking in Thai language. So after the speech portion, let's move on to Valentina's farewell speech. And I have to be honest with you guys that I was really moved by her farewell speech. I felt that it's all about her, being thankful and having gratitude as a reigning queen of Miss Grand International 2019. Okay, so let's get into the top 5 semi-finalists. So the top 5 semi-finalists were actually determined based on their evening gown and swimsuit round performances. So it's very easy for us to determine or to assume, who will be part of the top 5 semi-finalists of Miss Grand International 2020. And I also love the transparency of, Miss Grand International showing the judges score, and that way we knew for a fact, somehow we will have an idea if our candidate or if our delegate performed well sa mata ng mga judges. So after the top 5 Q&A, fast forward na tayo when they actually announced the runners-up placement. 4th runner-up goes to Brazil, and then Indonesia got the 3rd place, or the 3rd runner-up in the competition. They deserve those, placements. Because if I'm not mistaken, I hope that you guys will also agree that They did not perform well, but I guess it should be fourth is Indonesia and then third will be Brazil. So after announcing the fourth and the third runners-up, here comes the controversial part of the competition. When they about to announce the second runner-up in this year's edition of Miss Grand International 2020. That according to them, the three girls has the same scores from the judges. And as what I've mentioned in my episode with Samantha Bernardo, I am not buying it. I am not a fan of, you know, this kind of drama of Miss Grand International because it's really impossible na magkaroon ng triple tie. If isa or dalawa ang judge, why not? But then again, judges are more than 2 persons, so I really don't think so na magkakaroon ng, you know, same score ang bawat judges unless nakopyahan sila or nag-usap-usap sila. After the host announced that they cannot announce who will be the second runner-up because these three ladies got the same score during the top 5 Q&A, they actually said na, you know, Mr. Nawat decided to ask one final round in the competition, and that is the final question for the top 3 semi-finalists. To be honest with you guys, after watching, you know, the 3 of them answer the final question, I have to say that the 3 of them gave a solid or a concrete answer to that particular question. With Guatemala, what I like about her is that she delivered her answers so well. Although there are moments that she sounded uncertain. With the Philippines, she answered the question straight from her heart. With USA, I have to say that she delivered her answer so well, but at the end of, you know, her answer, she struggled a bit when she tried to speak in Thai language.
พวกเรา พวกเราต้องการสันติภาพกลับคืนมาเพื่อโลกของเรา
So after they answered the final question and then it's the announcement of second runner-up, I really thought that it will be Samantha Bernardo who will win in the competition because siya lang yung may kakaibang sagot sa dalawang contender or sa dalawang contestant. So inisip ko, since second runner-up yung sagot ni Guatemala and parehas sila ni USA, feel ko it will really be Samantha Bernardo who will win the crown. Miss Abena Appiah or Miss United States of America is deserving to win the golden crown of Miss Grand International. My final pageant insight about Abena Appiah, first and foremost, I never imagined that Miss Grand International will actually crown a black woman. But I'm really happy that Miss Grand International crowned a black woman in this year's edition of Miss Grand International because it's the organization's way to show to everyone or to the world that Miss Grand International is really for inclusivity and not for racism. I also want to share with you guys that if Samantha Bernardo has her own game plan from start to finish, same thing with Abena Appiah. This girl played smart. She played so well. She had her strategy right from the very start of the competition. She knew right from the very start how she can get the attention of the Thai people, and she knew how she can be loved not just by Thai people but the organization itself. So I also want to tell you guys that maybe the reason why Abena Appiah won Miss Grand International is because all throughout her competition, she displayed spontaneity and intelligence. And I guess somehow she tried speaking in Thai language can also be a factor kung bakit siya nagustuhan ng organization. Because she showed effort in learning Thai language, and that can be a plus factor for her. I also have to say that it's a well-deserved win. So congratulations to the United States of America, who's now Miss Grand International 2020. So that'll be all for today's episode here in my channel. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I'm really sorry if medyo shaky na naman yung paghahawak ko ng camera because I'm using my camera phone because na-lowbat yung vlogging cam ko, and I just wanna finish this episode. Not just nalobat, wala na rin pala siyang memory, so please forgive me if medyo magulo or ang pangit ng quality ng front cam na to, parang hindi ako fresh. But yeah, I wanna say thank you so much everyone for your love and for your support. I really, really appreciate you guys. Till our next Miss Grand coverage, I love you all from the bottom of my heart. And always remember to stay kind because you can never go wrong with kindness.